Searching for the best film scanners on Amazon feels like falling into a time capsule, except nothing makes sense. Every listing looks identical. Same glossy photos, same high-res claims, same vague promises about saving memories. But which one actually works without frustration? Let's cut through the noise and find what really delivers.
Product number 1, Kodak Slide and Scan. First up, the Kodak Slide and Scan. At $190, it's positioned as a mid-range all-in-one for negatives and slides. What caught my eye is that big 5-inch screen. Most scanners force you to squint at tiny displays or rely on a computer. If you want to preview, edit, and share old photos instantly without hooking up to a laptop, this is worth a serious look. Here's why this matters for you specifically. The 22-megapixel resolution means your scanned photos will retain fine details like facial expressions or handwritten notes on the edge of a slide, something lower-res scanners blur out. The built-in editing lets you tweak brightness and color with one touch, so you're not stuck with washed-out or overly dark images. Plus, it handles 135, 110, and 126 film types, covering most common formats from the 70s to early 2000s. Over 2,000 bought last month, and while there are no reviews yet, the design suggests Kodak aimed for simplicity over complexity. Now, some people might complain that the SD card isn't included, and honestly, that's annoying. You'll need to buy one separately, which adds to the cost. But here's the thing, most people already have spare SD cards lying around, and supporting up to 32 gigabytes gives you room for thousands of scans. It's a minor hassle, not a deal breaker. This is perfect for you if you've got a box of old slides or negatives gathering dust and want an all-in-one device that doesn't require tech skills. Skip this one if you're scanning rare or damaged film. It lacks professional-grade calibration. For casual to semi-serious digitizing, it's solid value.
Product number 2, Kodak Slide and Scan Max. Now, if the regular Slide and Scan's 5-inch screen felt a bit small, the Kodak Slide and Scan Max steps it up with a massive 7-inch display. Priced at $210, it's only $20 more, but feels like a significant upgrade. The larger screen makes aligning frames and reviewing details way easier, especially if you've got aging eyes like mine. What really sets this apart is the dual resolution option, 13MP for speed or 22MP for detail. That flexibility means you can quickly scan a whole batch of vacation slides at 13MP, then go back and rescan your favorite shots at full resolution. The quick feed tray also reduces jams, which is huge when you're scanning dozens of frames in a row. And even though it lacks HDMI output, unlike the standard model, the USB connection works reliably with modern computers. With 800 plus sold recently, it's clear people are choosing screen size over port variety. The downside? No HDMI cable included. If you plan to plug this directly into your TV for family viewing nights, you'll need to buy one separately. It's a weird omission given the marketing focuses on sharing, but again, most folks stream digitally now anyway. This is perfect for you if you prioritize screen real estate and want room to zoom in while editing. Skip this one if you need HDMI output for live presentations. For home archivists who value visibility, it's a smart step up.
Product number 3, Kodak Reels Digitizer. All right, that was great for stills, but what if you've got old home movies? The Kodak Reels Digitizer jumps into a completely different category, 8mm and Super 8 film. At $420, it's the priciest here, but it's the only one that turns motion film into digital MP4 files. If you inherited your grandpa's wedding reel or dad's childhood camping trip, this is your only realistic option under $500. The frame-by-frame capture uses an 8.08 megapixel sensor to create crisp 1080p videos. No sound, but that's expected since most old reels were silent. The 5-inch touchscreen lets you adjust exposure, tint, and sharpness on the fly, which is crucial because old film often has uneven lighting. You can even play back scans immediately to check quality before saving. It supports reels from 3 to 9 inches, so compatibility isn't an issue. Only 400 sold, but that's because it serves a niche audience, and for them, it's essential. The big flaw? No sound capture. Even if your reel has an audio track, rare but possible, this won't record it. Also, the 240 dpi effective resolution feels low compared to photo scanners. But remember, video resolution isn't measured the same way. For motion, 1080p is plenty. This is perfect for you if you have physical 8mm or Super 8 reels taking up space and fear they'll degrade further. Skip this if you only have photo negatives. It's expensive, but irreplaceable for film preservation.
Product number 4, Kodak Scanza. Now, if you want maximum format coverage without breaking the bank, the Kodak Scanza is a hidden gem at $160. It handles not just 35mm, 126, and 110 film, but also Super 8 and 8mm stills, not motion video. That versatility is rare at this price, especially since most scanners ignore sub-35mm formats. The 14/22 megapixel sensor delivers sharp JPEGs, and the 3.5-inch LCD, while smaller than others, tilts for better viewing angles. The included HDMI cable means you can connect directly to a TV, great for group scanning sessions with family. Plus, it comes with a cleaning brush and AC adapter, so you're not hunting for accessories. With support for SD cards up to 128 gigabytes, double most competitors, you can store thousands of images without swapping cards constantly. But here's the catch. The user interface feels a bit cluttered. Some buttons do multiple things depending on mode, which can confuse first-time users. I found myself double-checking the manual a few times. Still, once you get the hang of it, the workflow is smooth. This is perfect for you if you have a mixed collection, slides, negatives, and even some old movie stills, and want one device to rule them all. Skip this if you need motion video scanning. Go for reels instead. For format flexibility, it's unmatched under $200.
Product number 5, B1 Global Clear Scan Mini at $70. It's surprisingly capable. Don't let the price fool you. It uses a real 16-megapixel CMOS sensor, not interpolated software upscaling. The 2.3-inch screen is small, but the front-facing buttons make navigation intuitive, even for beginners. It's fast, too. A full 35mm frame scans in under 10 seconds. Built-in editing lets you flip, rotate, and adjust colors before saving. Handy when dealing with inverted negatives. And at just 0.63 pounds, it's the most portable option here. Great if you're scanning at a relative's house or traveling to dig through old photo boxes. The obvious downside? Limited to 35mm, 135, and 126 formats. No slides, no smaller film types. Also, no HDMI, only USB. And while 16 megapixels sounds good, real-world tests show slightly softer edges compared to Kodak's 22 megapixel models. This is perfect for you if you've got a modest collection of standard 35mm negatives and want an affordable entry point. Skip this if you have slides or rare formats. For basic digitizing on a budget, it's a steal. So, which should you pick? For most people, the Kodak Slide and Scan offers the best balance of screen size, ease, and format support. If you've got motion film, the Reels Digitizer is your only real choice. Want max versatility? Go Scanza. Need a bigger screen? The Max version wins. On a tight budget? The B1 Global Mini delivers where it counts. Whatever your need, stop guessing. Pick the one that matches your collection, not the hype.